Charles, quite an unusual day for everyone, really. We're missing most of FP1. How was it for you from what you managed to learn from FP2?
Well, in terms of feeling, it's among the good Fridays for us. Really good feeling with the car, so that's positive. Then tomorrow will be a completely new day, and honestly, I don't think there's much that we can bring from today to tomorrow, as it's going to rain probably. So it's going to be very interesting, but it's been a positive Friday.
When you kind of start a Friday in a positive mindset, how much is it about you just getting off on the right foot, choosing the right setup, that kind of thing? And did you make any changes from Spain that you've approached the day slightly differently with the car?
No, we didn't do any significant change. We are obviously learning this package more and more, and so we are optimizing it. It was a good day because everything we've done to the car went in the right direction. So that's good.
How did the long runs feel when you were able to put a bunch of laps together with a bit more fuel in?
Again, really good. So that's positive. But it's only Friday, so we need to wait and see. But the feeling was good. Pace looked really good. So again, it's been a positive Friday. Now we just need to have a clean qualifying tomorrow in very tricky conditions, and then see what's possible on Sunday.
Is this probably one of your best Fridays then this year, do you think?
In terms of feeling, it's been up there, yes.
So Carlos, not the ideal day for anyone. Today missing most of FP1 really and 90 minutes of FP2. How was it for you?
No, especially felt sorry for the fans. For us, in the end, with the half an hour session in FP2, we managed to catch up quite a bit on the run plan and on the driving. Not having that hour or 2 hours in between sessions to learn from the car and do a few setup changes is a limitation. But we had a decent Friday. Still not feeling 100% at home with the car, especially on the braking. I was struggling quite a bit today, which we start to understand why now, and we will try to make some changes for tomorrow.
Yeah, because that's super important around here, isn't it, where braking is so important for lap time.
It is the most important, and I felt like today we didn't get it right. We have a couple of settings, and we will try and get them better for tomorrow, and I'm sure we will be more competitive.
When you ran the softer tyres, the car looked good out there. Is that how it felt?
It looked quick. It wasn't easy. It was jumping around a lot in curbs and bumps. I think you could tell from the images, but at least the pace and the performance was there, but it was not an easy lap.
And with rain forecast for tomorrow, I think for FP3 and for qualifying, does that just make it trickier in terms of planning the whole weekend?
Yeah, we just need to make sure we nail all the sessions from now on. It will be tricky with the tires always here between extremes, inters, dries, then the track dries pretty quickly. I think it's going to be a challenging day tomorrow, and it will be all about making no mistakes and getting through it.
Kev, it's been quite a strange day, quite surreal, not least caused by your teammate as well, one of the red flags of the day. Can you try and sum up your Friday and indeed what you've learned with such interrupted running?
Yeah, it was. Mike.
Sorry, I need to paddle. I'm sorry. My God. Thanks, mate. Right, we'll start again. Take two, Kev, sorry. Kev, it's been quite a strange day, not least with all the interrupted running, partly caused by your teammate, just one of the red flags we've seen today. Can you sum up your Friday and what you may have learned?
Yeah, I mean, it was interrupted by different things, FP1 as well, and then also in FP2, both with some weather and with Nico's car breaking down. But we still got most of the stuff done anyway, and got some low fuel running on both compounds and also some high fuel on both compounds. So although disrupted, we got everything we wanted, and it looked okay.
Can you share what that data's telling you in terms of long run and quali pace?
Don't really know. Again, it's always hard to know what sort of fuel loads people are running. If they're running full tanks, then we don't look so good. But then we don't think they did. But we are struggling a little bit with tire degradation, graining especially, and that's what we need to work on.
And how much can you share with the other side of the garage as well, considering Nico said he'd done about one run when his engine went?
Yeah, it's never great when you have it like that, and best thing usually is just to take my setup, because I didn't feel too bad about the car, and stuff like bouncing and touching and these things, it's probably a good idea to just take what I ran. But yeah, we have some more running tomorrow. Looks wet though, so we'll see.
Yeah, tomorrow will be important. What are your expectations and aims in qualifying, considering we may indeed have a bit more weather on our way?
Yeah, so that's going to be an exciting qualifying for sure, and it's always exciting here, very tricky in the wet, and yeah, last year went well, so hopefully we can do it again.
Well, Nico, a fiery end to your FP2 after a really difficult day of running. Talk us through it. Talk us through what happened out on track, what it felt like, what it smelt like.
Yeah, very disrupted day obviously for everyone in P1 with just kind of one lap, and then the technical problems that we faced. Very compromised there, and then P2 also didn't last too long. I got one run in, but then starting the second one run, the ICU failed. So yeah, a little bit of smoke, a little bit of barbecue smell and burn smell. Not ideal, obviously, heading into the rest of the weekend, but it is what it is now. We'll have to see what the other car did, try to learn from that, and come up with the best possible package that we can tomorrow.
And how is the car? And how busy a night is it going to be for the mechanics?
Yeah, it will be busy. I mean, it's an engine change, and a couple of components they have to obviously check and make race fit again. I think it's not going to be an all-nighter or a super late night. But yeah, it's obviously challenging if you haven't run much. The one run I did, I wasn't too happy with it. So obviously not great that you can't continue your work then. But yeah, like I said, it is what it is, and we have to face the music now.
FP3 will be all the more important tomorrow, and it looks like we're going to have a bit more weather as well.
Yes, exactly. But maybe actually it's not bad because everyone ran today on dry conditions. So I'm obviously behind when it comes to dry conditions, and wet conditions is kind of a fresh start for everyone tomorrow. Then, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I mean, even tomorrow and Sunday also looks quite up and down in terms of weather. So we'll just have to gear up for everything.
Tough, I guess, to estimate considering what has happened today. What are your expectations in qualifying, considering you have had a decent qualifying run so far this season?
Just having a clean weekend, I think at this point, is important. You always obviously want to, race well and take a result home. Yeah, the start or the first day of the weekend certainly not great, but we're not done. Obviously, we're not giving up, and we're going to fight and work hard.
George, we'll just beat the rain out there, or at least the heavy stuff. How was it out there on track?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously been a bit of a strange day with obviously what happened in FP1 and then the extension of FP2. It was a reasonably productive session. I don't think we can read too much into the timings. Obviously, we did our low fuel qualifying prep towards the end of the session when the track was quicker. It's bumpy. It's blooming bumpy out there. There was a rogue Australian fan in the pit lane as well at some point when I was, don't know what it was, just like stuck his finger up at me or something. When I was waiting to go out, it was around the Red Bull area. So I need to check the video, see if an investigation should go into this.
I reckon pretty much everyone could work out who that fan is, but let's go. We'll get the guys on the back of the factory to check out that footage. But with the upgrade in Spain and a bit more of a stable car, with the bumps out there, did you just feel a little bit more like you might be able to tune the car in a little bit more on this track?
Yeah, I think it's, between Barcelona and here, they're two totally different circuits. Barcelona, super smooth, high-speed circuit. Here, it's incredibly bumpy, but I do think the upgrades we brought to the car in Barcelona have helped. The limitations that we probably would have had more of with the old specification of car. We need to find out where we're going to be. I think we're still on the tail end, especially in qualifying pace compared to Ferrari and Aston Martin. There might be even, a Valtteri look quick, maybe an Alpine. But, we always know it comes to us on a Sunday, so that's when it's going to matter. Looks to be wet tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Let's see what it brings.
Yeah, with the wet weather, I think across the whole day tomorrow, that's just going to mix things up and gives you an opportunity, I guess, to try and get something else if Saturdays aren't always your strongest day.
That's what I tried last year, and I put slicks on when it was still wet and backed it into a wall. So I'll think twice this time when we do that. Obviously, we're here to try and achieve some big results. Everybody's putting so much hard work in, and sometimes you've got to roll the dice in our position. But we were strong here in qualifying last year. let's see what tomorrow brings.
So Lewis, a bit of a disrupted day for everyone, really. We just beat the rain out there, but you got 90 minutes to run in. How was the car out there?
It was okay. I think probably the bumpiest circuit that we've been on for a long time. Yeah, a bit of a strange day because obviously we got to miss the first session. Felt really bad for all the fans that are out there. You know, we had a great crowd already from yesterday. The city's pumping. So just I don't know what happened with CCTV cameras or something like that. But anyways, I'm glad that we got to go out and it was nice to have an hour and a half session. But it was a bit of we haven't had an hour and a half for a long time. So then I felt like the time was not used optimally. So we'll get back and have a look at how we can. But I was just itching to go. I was like, get me out. Let's maximize the time out there. But I love driving this track. It's mega. I loved it from the moment you leave the pit lane. You're like, yeah, this is wicked. So the car didn't feel bad. I think we definitely got some work to do.
It looked good on the soft tyres. I know the timesheets say that, but did it feel like that inside the car? Not the greatest, but not the worst by far. So it's feeling, as I said, it's feeling pretty decent. It's just bumpy. I think everyone's having the struggles with the bumps. So I think we just got to improve our ride control and a bit of the balance through corner, and I think we'll be all right. I know it's a very different track to Spain, so you didn't really quite know how the upgraded car would work. I know the bumps out there probably made it difficult to read, but did you feel like generally it was still a step forward, the car around here?
Well, I can only base it off from compared to last year, and it's massively better than last year. So, but the rear end is not necessarily. But overall, the car is just a step forwards, and I do think I'm definitely feeling the improvements that we felt in Monaco. I'm feeling them here.
Great, that's really good to hear. Got rain coming tomorrow for FP3 and for Quali. How do you feel about that prospect?
Yeah, I love the rain, so we'll just try and have fun tomorrow.
But yeah, it's been quite a strange day, a fair bit of interrupted running. Firstly, talk us through FP1 and the steering wheel issue that you encountered. Ultimately, it looked like no running for you because your car was so late getting back, but there was no running for anyone.
Yeah, it was a very bizarre day, from the start. Yeah, it stopped after 3 corners, so not ideal. Then I had a nice walk through the park to get my way back to the paddock, and it was it was very strange. And then we got the car back before the end of FP1, so I thought maybe we managed to get out, but track we could not get on track. And then very busy FP2, 1.5 hours of running, medium, soft, intermediates, rain, dry. We had like all seasons in 90 minutes, and I must say the feeling inside the car was really good. So straight away from the start, I felt comfortable. I think we showed some good pace, and long runs look decent as well. So no, I'm pretty optimistic for the rest of the weekend.
So despite how interrupted some of that running was, certainly your teammate as well having a reliability issue inside the car, you managed to learn quite a bit out there in terms of long run and quali pace?
Yeah, I think so. We know the stuff we got to work on. It was pretty clear inside the car, so I'm confident on my side. There are quick fix for tomorrow in terms of performance, but it's probably going to be rainy tomorrow, so everything we've done today probably doesn't matter for qualifying. We'll see, but surely for the race we got some good data and valuable data, so I think we're in a good position. The package seems to work also on this track, so I'm excited for tomorrow.
Should we talk about the moment at turn 4? Talk us through it.
Yeah, a bit of rallycross, but it's nice, I must say. We're pushing the limits, but I must say it was a big snap, it was fun. Hopefully we won't have too many of those ones during the rest of the weekend.
You guys are bringing upgrades systematically throughout the year. So much talk this weekend is that it's no longer a 4-team race, it's a 5-team race. You're entering that fight. Yeah, you like this chat?
I like this speech.
Okay, what are your expectations then for qualifying tomorrow? Can you enter that fight for the second row?
I want to believe so. I would say our qualifying performance has been pretty strong recently. Between Miami, I was lining up 5th on the grids, Monaco, Esteban in 3rd, and I was 4th in Barcelona. So clearly we seem to get it right on Saturdays, but I don't want to, jinx us. So I think let's put everything together, and we could see us in that fight. Yeah.
Cool. So, Alex, bit of an upgrade package on the car this weekend. How's it feeling?
It's hard to say really. Obviously, FP1 was pretty compromised, and then FP2 we got decent running in. We didn't really get a proper short run program in. We did a long run, and actually that was very positive. So we've definitely made an improvement. Hard to quantify where that puts us in terms of pace, but it's all going in the right direction.
Cool. Looks like there's going to be a lot of weather knocking around tomorrow. Have you got any contingency plans in place for what might happen?
It's going to be a bit chaotic. Obviously, I caught the end of that FP2 session, and it rains pretty hard here, so I wonder if there are going to be a few more delays coming tomorrow. But it's all to play for. I feel like these conditions, it creates a bit of the unknown. Got to be on the track at the right time. It even dries up pretty quick here, considering how warm it is for the rest of the day when it's not raining. So let's see. We've obviously got Jensen in our team, so hopefully he can give us a bit of advice.
Have you spoken to Jensen about how he got on and advice?
More about how Le Mans went more than about this weekend. But I'm sure when it comes to it, I'll be asking him a lot of questions.
First time running in Canada. How are you finding the track?
Yeah, no, the track is really cool, old school. It's bumpy, but to be honest, for the most part, really fun. Taking a bit of margin, keeping the car together for the weekend is the main priority, but I enjoyed it so far.
Brilliant. How does the limited running affect your plans for the weekend? Has it made a difference?
Yeah, definitely. I think having that interruption isn't ideal for us, but we got through most of what we wanted to do today. I feel like I missed out on a little bit of track time, which I could have used, but yeah, it looks wet tomorrow anyway, so I think everything's going to change heading into tomorrow.
Are there any contingency plans in place for the potential weather that's coming up tomorrow, or have you got kind of a straightforward idea of what you're going to do?
No, I think considering it's wet or dry, it'll be pretty straightforward and normal running as per usual.